What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. We got another fantastic hip hop. Now, this is how Kendrick Lamar just exposed Drake and the industry. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video. On the road to 5K, appreciate all the OG members and new members. How are y'all? Let me know what y'all's plans are for the weekend in the comments. But have you heard the new Kendrick track? Oh man, I got a chance to hear it a couple times. And initially, like when I first heard it, I knew it wasn't a direct to Drake like this. It definitely sounded like it was a lot more than Drake, because there was just certain things he was talking about that it seemed like it was the industry. It seemed like certain aspects of hip hop. So with that, yeah, I gotta go check out my reaction to the track, show some love to the video. But let's see what I did not catch within this.
Now, just as we were least expecting it, Kendrick Lamar has once again came out of nowhere with more new material
On
for us, and this time
9/11.
beyond announcements and videos. We are now getting his first brand new song since the
The
release of Not Like Us,
the
and now with this
Dusty
new
Black
this is
Forces,
obviously a
son.
monumental moment, considering just how hot Kendrick is right now, and that this is the first time we are hearing him
Seriously,
since what has
Super
become one of the
Bowl,
most dominant rap songs a
freaking
single
this
year has
track.
ever seen in Not Like Us,
We
and now
better be
making
getting
this
an
song even
album.
crazier. Kendrick has somehow raised the bar once again, as this song is another diss track aimed at Drake, and what can I say? After Drake was asking for another round 2 of action with Kendrick, he has actually checked him, and even for his standards, has went absolutely berserk on him, as with this new track, which while it does not have an official title, as Kendrick just posted the song on social media with no other context, Kendrick is
Freaking
once again
blew up.
dissecting Drake apart here. But with that said, this does not change the fact that Kendrick taunted him earlier this week and said that there are no round 2s, nor does it change the fact that the combination of Meet the Grams and Not Like Us were the tracks that threw Drake down a spiral that he hasn't gotten out of, because with this new song, Kendrick is not dissing Drake within the same confines of the battle from a few months ago, but now he is really claiming his victory and sending out a warning to the rest of the rap world to tread lightly for the coming months, because he has seriously never been more locked in his entire career. And now through every
He's
single
super
moment on
locked
this
in.
cut, Kendrick proves this sentiment to be more and more true with each second, as with a haunting and mesmerizing beat from Cardo, who for reference also
Okay,
produced on
Cardo,
Euphoria.
okay.
Kendrick delivers
Okay.
another diabolical
I
performance
honestly
that
thought it was
shows us
gonna
that
be
he
The
is a musical
Alchemist.
mastermind like no other, as already with the first line on this track, Kendrick opens things up saying, "I think it's time to watch the party die," which immediately sets the tone for what's to come, as this line
Seriously.
is a direct reference to Meet the Grams, when Kendrick used the device of crashing Drake's party to capture what this moment
Why
really
did the
meant,
crash
which
your
was of
party?
course to destroy Drake and start to clean up rap music after all the harm he has done to the genre. So here,
Yo, shout out to the subscriber. If you're checking this out, the homie that wakes up and listens to Beat the Grabs to start his day. That is diabolical.
Kendrick is bringing back this idea of the party to cement the fact that he is destroying everything Drake ever harmed rap with once and for all. And now following this up,
Okay.
Kendrick alludes again to the Drake beef as he says, "This stuff done got too wicked to apologize. It's different. Get him whacked and disqualified." And now with these lines,
Dang.
Kendrick is specifically acknowledging the fact that he has clipped Drake's wings. And now that his reign is over and the era of him being the top guy in rap is gone, as based on what we have seen this summer, Drake's career has been in an absolutely miserable state with just how bad the quality of his music is, and also just how poorly his tracks have been performing on the charts. And now with Kendrick,
Yo, it has been crazy. Yo, since the beef, I think Drake had dropped like 15 tracks, and then I think 2 dumps of 100 GB. Barely any of his stuff is charting. A lot of people are just saying it's downright garbage. I think I seen a track pop up from his official YouTube on my For You page, and it was out like 4 or 5 days ago, and that joint does not have a million. This joint on Kendrick's that he literally dropped last night, I don't even think it's officially been 24 hours yet. it is well over 1 million. It's not even on DSPs and different things like that. So that should let you know all y'all Drake stands out there that are just like, oh, Drake is da 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 da. Even academic. So like when I initially first heard it, I was just like, it seems like there's aspects of it to Drake, but it didn't sound like a diss. It didn't sound like a Drake diss song. It really sounded like it was a track that addressed some of the beef, but it was way more than the Drake beef. Like with a lot of the lines on there, it was just like I felt like one line was about Tory Lanez because he says something along the lines of these, these Jezebels or whatever will get you in jail or something like that. And I just instantly just think about the Megan Thee Stallion Tory Lanez situation. You know, this just sound like he was in this dual nature. Literally, I said in the reaction, it sounded like he's Thanos in a lot of this track. Like he's just all like, yo, 50% with a snap, gotta get rid of y'all ninjas, and the kids will be good. And you know what's interesting? Kendrick kind of like really leaning in on this because he is a parent. He has a son and a daughter. You know what I mean? So his angle at this is very interesting that I haven't seen aggressively for a rapper, but it makes sense as far as him being a product of a particular lifestyle, then him getting out of it and now raising his kids. But at the same time, there's all this craziness that's going on, all this wickedness, and so it's very interesting.
Acknowledging the damage that has been done to Drake following this beef and him rapping about it. It's only speeding up the demise and fall off of Drake's career even faster at this point, and now following these menacing
Seriously.
bars that set the scene masterfully. Kendrick drops in some other genius lyrics that reference just how far Drake is from him, with a bar like, "Why reason with these people if they can't see the future first?" Which is an
Mm,
insane bar, as it's saying that Kendrick shouldn't even have to compete with Drake because he isn't just on his level or anywhere near a big three in his eyes, but he is not even on Future's level, which is a genius way to just put Drake down and drop some masterful wordplay, which ties things
right?
back to where they started, as Kendrick
That's
alludes
what I
to another
figured it
rapper who, of course,
was,
he started this
because
whole thing off with in Future. And beyond that, who
yeah.
himself has serious beef with Drake, and now as Kendrick delivers more bars that explain
Wah,
why
wah,
he went
wah,
as
wah,
hard on
wah,
Drake
da,
as he
fuck,
did, and
buh.
why he decided to unleash a wrath on him that has hardly ever been seen in a rap beef before. Kendrick explains
Seriously,
through lyrics that are more
this shit
eye-opening
is
than ever why he did this,
diabolical.
as he says, "If you parade in gluttony without giving truth to the youth, the graveyard is company," which is saying that Drake
Yeah,
is polluting the rap world with meaningless content and filler garbage that is only going to harm listeners who are trying to grip onto what he's saying.
seriously.
And meanwhile, with Kendrick, while he is not perfect, he is trying to lead people to the truth, because the way rap has been run in Drake's hands as Kendrick has been gone for a few years is failing everything and everybody. And now following this up, as this message is representing the fact that the Drake era is over and Kendrick is here to start something new. He doesn't just
Yo,
keep dissing Drake and denouncing everything he stood for, but he also comes at the people who have been sitting in Drake's corner and have been trying to reinforce the same values that he is obsessed
freaking
with. And specifically
academics.
here, Kendrick calls
Yo, yes, because academics was trying to say that this track, if it's a diss track that is garbage and different things like that, it's just like, nah. It's very interesting the way people think that hip hop is. It's like they think that it's just commercial. Like they think hip hop is just commercial. It's never been just commercial. And the way that people downplay artists that have a message, it just shows, I wouldn't say insecurities because people like to use that, but it's something that's always been there. There's always been the dualistic nature of the commercial rap artist and the conscious rap artist. And I despise the way it's like they take a whole other half of hip hop and just disregard it. When there's a message, where there's dope stuff being said, of course DJ Ack is gonna feel a type of way. the people that Kendrick was talking about in this track were those type of people. People like DJ Act, the heck, even the Futures, like even the Fresher Fit, a lot of these Red Pill guys, a lot of these podcasters, a lot of these musicians, a lot of these, influencers in general. Like Kendrick said a line, y'all partying more than the bitches, you know what I mean? And it's just all like, all what is actually being done. This is doing more harm than good, especially for the future, especially for the community. And Kendrick has a way vested interest in that. And you would think that Drake does too. But a lot of these people, they feel like, oh, this is just my job. This is what I'm doing. Of course, I believe in X, Y, and Z, but their lifestyle doesn't show it. Their lifestyle does not show it at all, and that's why this track is just bonkers.
DJ academics, as he says. Influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic stuff, but they don't hate me, they hate the man I represent. The type of man that never D-ride because I want a favor. And now with these bars, if I'm Ak or anybody else who has been fighting for Drake's name and acting like he is so much more than what he actually is, I would just quit after Kendrick said this, because with these lines, he is making someone like Ak and also others look absolutely pathetic. And now after throwing more shade at people like academics and also Drake, Kendrick closes this verse off saying, I would trade all of y'all for Nip. I can't be proud of you, which is such a chilling way to end a verse. And again, as Kendrick is paying tribute to the one and only Nipsey Hussle and is showing just how low he thinks of the people dominating the space he's in today. It is showing this remorseless approach that Kendrick is bringing as he is trying to clear out all of the toxicity that has polluted the genre he holds so dear to his heart. And now after a hook which features Kendrick praying and then referencing the opening line of the song again, we see clear parallels and a direct continuation of all of his other diss tracks, as here it sounds like he's not just mirroring Meet the Grams with the party line, but also 616 in LA. As just like on that track, he is chatting with a higher power on the hook, and now with the second verse of this cut, Kendrick continues dealing out this same level of lyrical havoc as he builds on everything he said in the first, as he alludes to Drake once again doing things that a respectable person just doesn't, and then disses academics even harder with bars that call him out for spreading misinformation on Drake's behalf, and then just lyrically putting him into the blender. He then brings up the type of cases that academics is facing right now, which makes this clearly about him, and it's absolutely just a sinister way to take down another person. And now following these words, as Kendrick clears out all the disdain he has for the people who he feels are holding hip-hop back, he then envisions this better future and landscape of hip-hop and really the entire world, as he talks about seeing a new earth filled with beautiful people that are making humanity work. And it seems like this bar doubles for Kendrick's vision on where he wants rap to be and where it can be with these people out of it, as once again he is referencing back to this idea of purity. And after capturing the wonder of this bar even more with a reprise of the hook, Kendrick kicks off the track's third and final verse by keeping this theme of faith and purity within the balance, as he references Christian rapper Lecrae and questions what he would do in Kendrick's shoes, but then says despite him wanting to be empathetic, his heart is like D1. And now this is a great line, because for those who don't know, D1 is a battle rapper from New Orleans, which is of course where the Super Bowl is being played this year, and we have seen the drama with that, as some people, including Drake, are absolutely livid about the fact that Lil Wayne is not playing and Kendrick is. And on top of that, as D1 is a battle rapper, Kendrick is referencing him right in line with Lecrae, who is a Christian rapper, to show this conflict he is facing with these two personality types on his shoulder, which again, as this song keeps tying back to the idea and concept of faith. Using
I wonder what Lecrae
thought of it if he heard opposing forces to create this miracle scene is truly brilliant and breathtaking. And now as Kendrick is about to make a decision, before we can see what path he goes on, his vocals go blank, which is another masterful artistic touch, which represents
it's crazy because everybody
leaves it up to
us, because I see it. I have Dante. He was just all like, he was trying to go with the rhyme scheme and say that like gun or something like that. But yeah, it was a very interesting and dope artistic choice, because it's just all like, yo, what did he say? I seen reactors and it was just all like, what did he say? We want to know. Like, yo, Kendrick is on another level.
To figure out the direction he's gonna go in. And once his vocals touch back in, Kendrick then goes on another insane tangent of self-reflection and lets us know as he delivers some more scathing bars, and some more revealing ones about why he does the things that he does, like, they wonder why I'm not enthused to drop. The more visible you get, the more your
Just the
spiritual
more
is
spirit
tried.
is
We see
tried.
so many
Yep.
powerful lines that speak to everything this track and moment in time for Kendrick has been about, and ultimately, with these bars and others that jab at Drake with some references to songs like In My Feelings and 2C Slide, Kendrick says some
Oh
of the most
yeah.
important lines rap has seen this entire decade, which read, I flood the market with my best regards, I paid your dues, and so it's up if you ain't one of ours, it's bad news.
That
My
news,
guy
yeah.
Jay Estrada said I gotta burn it down to build it up. That confirmation real as F, it ain't too many real as us. Locking into what I
Yeah.
trust, looking outside, the kids live tomorrow, cause
Tomorrow,
today,
cause
the party just died.
just
And now with
died.
these closing
Yeah.
regards, Kendrick is ending off this track by letting everyone know that Drake is gone, and what he did against him was ultimately not just to destroy him, but to rebuild rap and give the genre's future a fighting chance. As Kendrick pieces this together in this genius way, it doesn't just connect the narratives of what he says and also the other tracks from earlier in this beef, but in the greater sense, it showcases to the entire world that this has been his plan all along. And now things don't stop here, as with the ending timestamp of this song, and yes, you heard me right, the timestamp, Kendrick ends the track at the 5-minute and 4-second mark, which is the area code of New Orleans, which is of course where the Super Bowl is being held and where Lil Wayne is from, which seems to be alluding to the fact that we will be seeing Kendrick in February there, and maybe silently acknowledging the drama he has been involved in with Wayne regarding the performance. And now with this connection, as Kendrick didn't name the song outright,
That's
despite
wild.
people calling it Black Forces or just the hook title, it also seems like he may be intending for the title to be 504 New Orleans, as it seems really fitting, as this song mirrors 616 in LA a lot.
That would be
as
crazy.
It's not just this straight up diss track, but it's this moment that is unfolding Kendrick's conscience and telling us why what happened and what we are seeing is going on. Which overall, when you add all this up, it makes a ton of sense. And now with all of this, it is more than safe to say that Kendrick Lamar is now 6 for 6 this year, as this masterful track, which seems to be bridging this era of dissing Drake with what is going to come after, which should be a much greater moment in terms of the goal he is trying to achieve. And now at this point, as Kendrick is back outside, and we are now waiting to see how all of these disses and proclamations of what his next come to life. All we can do is now wait and see where this goes from here. So now with all this said, let me know. What do you think?
Man, that is insane. You know that Drake ain't gonna take this laying down. Before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Yeah. These are not singles, these are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase, all of that in the link in the description. And just, check it out, because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So anyways, guys, like if Kendrick is doing this and just like, all right, I'm getting rid of all of you, because it's a that's a very I wouldn't say shoes to fill, but that's a tall order right there. No pun intended. That hasn't been done in hip hop. I think that it's way too much on the other side as far as if we're looking at the scales. And so maybe it's more so about tipping the scales to where it seems more balanced, because yo, I was hearing people talk about it. It's like the soul of hip hop right now is on life support. When you hear someone like a Kendrick drop, it's just all like, oh yeah, no, hip hop's still there. It inspires me. I started writing a track after I heard that track last night. I was just like, yo, this is freaking dope. So I feel the sentiment. So I want to definitely know what y'all think. Do y'all think that Drake is gonna like have some sort of retaliation? Because though this isn't like a straight up Drake diss, I think with what Kendrick was saying, I think that Drake is going to have some sort of words. Some sort of words, but I don't know, because I've been hearing things about his label forcing him to drop, and it's ironic because it's just all like it seems like Drake was actually just talking about himself in push-ups. You know what I mean? The way Kendrick is moving, I love the fact that he talked about the reason why he doesn't drop so much, and that's what kind of makes me think of things as an artist. because it's finding that balance of staying relevant. And the thing is, he's already built a crazy loyal fan base and career to where he could do stuff like that. If you're an artist still trying to get to somewhat of a point like that, you got to maneuver a little bit different. So I just been thinking about that a lot and seeing the way that he's maneuvering gives me a couple of ideas. But let me know what y'all think of all this. Do you think that Fantastic Hip Hop was spot on his assessment? I think that there's a couple stuff that he may have missed, but I think that the way he goes about it, he tries to stay in his lane. He doesn't try to get into uh black people's business, so to say. So he does do this in a dope way. And what I would say is that that I'm gonna do like a breakdown because I the lyrics are already up, so I'm gonna go through them each by each, like on a video on itself. So look out for that. But hey, it's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction. Back at it with another reaction. Make sure to like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 5K. Make sure to check out the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, ciao. Peace.